What's up, guys? This is Coach Robes here, coming in from Lower Manhattan, where my office is. We're here by the World Trade Center, the Oculus, and I'm back with another question for y'all today. Another response to cover the span of my 15-long career of my professional life, covering areas like freelance, as I do street photography, wedding officiating, and much more. I work in advertising as a client account manager in paid social media. I'm also a mentor and a coach, probably the most passionate area I'm involved in these days. And in my previous roles in my professional career, I've worked in accounting, I've worked at small startups, I've started my own business. And so yeah, this list of 100 questions that I've asked ChatGPT to generate for me is going to be comprehensive in covering all the different areas of my professional career. So with that, I'll jump right into it. Today's question is, how did I know that this was my calling? And when I read this question, I thought, okay, what part of my career should I try to focus on with this? And I thought, let's focus on the mentoring and coaching aspect of my career, because that is definitely what I'm most passionate about these days when it comes to my work. And it's a thing that I want to be able to focus on, double down, triple down on more as I grow my career. And if you've watched my other videos, I talk a lot about how I've gotten into mentorship because of programs like Apex for Youth and Co-op Digital Marketing Apprenticeship. And these were the first moments that I was able to get into mentorship and truly understand just like the benefits behind it and why it's so valuable, and why I feel people should be mentors, people should have mentors. Being a mentee and a student of life is such an important aspect to growing. But it was in this time, it was 21, where I started to realize that mentorship was my way of talking to my younger self. And so what do I mean by that? It made me feel like this was my chance to be able to help young Robes. Young, naive, super unconfident, lacking any sense of direction, young version of me that was struggling a lot in life. I was struggling in my relationships. I was struggling in my personal life, my professional career. I was struggling with my overall direction in life. And so mentorship and eventually coaching became my platform to really help that young version of me that just was so helpless. And I'm really grateful for that. I really just feel like this time in my life, the last 4 or 5 years or so, have really shaped me into who I am today and who I plan to be for a long time. Because in my 20s, I just felt so lost. And for most of my childhood, I always felt like a wanderer. I always have felt like I was very different from my friends. I never really felt like I had a sense of direction. But now that I'm in my 30s, I do now start to have a little more sense of my direction. And I guess that's why this question is interesting to me, because it talks about my calling, your calling. When we all think about your calling, we try to think about things you're passionate about or things that speak to you, or your calling can be something that genuinely excites you. And to me, that is what I feel and what I sense and what I take to heart every time I get to guide someone, help someone feel unstuck, or help them feel just a little bit more confident because of a conversation or a learning or an insight that I've been able to give them. And it's through mentorship and it's through coaching that I've been able to develop that skill with people. You know, to help understand where people come from, help them understand their challenges, help them unlock the answers inside of them. And so when I think about like what my calling is, that all the things when it comes to mentorship, when it comes to coaching, those are the things that have really come to the forefront of my thoughts when I hear that question. Genuinely, and it genuinely sparks my joy for when I see someone else grow, I see someone else figure something out, I see someone else unlock the answers, because it's almost like that is my way of doing that for my younger self, my past self, the younger Robes who just, you know, couldn't do it himself and he was just on his own. And now here in the year 2025, and hopefully whenever you watch this video, hopefully I'm still doing that for people, and hopefully I'm still helping that younger version of me that just didn't have anything figured out. So I guess, yeah, it was around 21 and getting into mentorship, getting into coaching. That's when I finally realized that This is truly my calling. And right now we're really in uncertain times. People are getting laid off left and right in my advertising industry. The economy is not looking so great in America. So despite all the uncertainty, I just want to make sure that no matter what I do next, that it continues to focus on this aspect of my life that I love so much. I pray and I hope to God that He helps me figure out what is next for me. Because as I continue to grow, I just want to make sure that I continue to be that person for people. That person that helps you unlock new thinking, helps you feel just a little bit more confident than you did yesterday. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this series. Just some closing thoughts are that I haven't spent this much time in a while to reflect and think about my life and think about my career. So no matter who watches these videos or ends up viewing them, I just hope that anyone who ends up viewing them in the future or anytime takes away some kind of insight. And that's why I've gotten into career coaching, so that I could start by you guys learning about my own career. And hopefully there's something in these videos that speaks to you, that you resonate with. And anyway, I hope that was helpful in some way to hear that story. And connect with me on LinkedIn. Find me there, big LinkedIn guy. And comment below what kind of questions you would love to hear about my career to help entail your own journey and your own challenges. And yeah, let's keep growing together. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next question. Peace.